Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Video Clown. This is your boy Paulie, and today we're going to be doing a review on the 2020 movie that just came out, Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge. So Mortal Kombat is finally back with the fourth installment in the franchise. Mortal Kombat 1 came out in 1995, followed by Mortal Kombat 2 Annihilation, and then somewhere along the lines, Mortal Kombat 3 Legacy came out, telling us a more in-depth story about the feud between Sub-Zero and Scorpion and the rest of the entourage before making their way to the Mortal Kombat tournament. This time around, they decided to go with a more comic book style approach, making the movie telling us a retelling of something that we already knew. We already knew about Sub-Zero and Scorpion and what led them to become the way they did and their rivalry and whatnot, but this time I guess they decided to put it all together, cram it around as a spin-off, and throw it out as a comic book style movie so we can all watch it and learn and pick up from where we left off. The Mortal Kombat movie takes off telling us about the backstory and the feud between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Sub-Zero from the Lin Kuei clan invades the village of Hanzo Hasashi, aka Scorpion. They go on a mass killing spree, they start killing everybody, and then Scorpion faces off against his rival adversary Sub-Zero. Scorpion loses, and instead of going to heaven or extending to anywhere else, he descends and goes down to the Netherrealm. People classify the Netherrealm as basically a hell, and while Scorpion's there being tortured and realizes he'll be there probably for the rest of eternity, he makes a deal with Quan Chi. And Quan Chi says to Scorpion that if you could do me a favor and get a key to free my master from prison, I'll allow you to go back to Earthrealm, compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament, and get your revenge on Sub-Zero, the one who just killed him prior. So while we're dealing with the whole beginning process of all of that, we learn about Liu Kang from the White Lotus Society, Johnny Cage, the movie actor, and then Sonya Blade, the military woman, who's all heading over to Shang Tsung's island to compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament, and they all have their own agenda on why they're going. They don't know each other, they just met while they're on the boat, and they're being led by the Elder God Raiden. Every Mortal Kombat tournament seems to take place on Shang Tsung's island, which is like an island between two worlds, Earthrealm and Outworld. It's like right on the brink. It's the power of the souls that Shang Tsung keeps on the island that keeps the island afloat and keeps everybody safe. And for those of you that don't know, Shang Tsung is not a good guy. He's basically the second in command to the great Shao Kahn, who's trying to win the 10th consecutive tournament and take over Earthrealm. The movie, the fight scenes, the sequences, they do not take and pull exactly from the first Mortal Kombat movie. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you've seen the first movie, then you kind of know what to expect now. But the recipe is not the same. Liu Kang does not fight the same people. Johnny Cage does not fight the same people. Sonya Blade does, however, but she also fights new people that she did not fight in the first original movie. Now, I do not want to sit here and tell you who Liu Kang fights and who Johnny Cage fights because I don't want to spoil the movie. I don't want to ruin anything. I don't want to go into details about the fight scenes or the death. So I'm just going to completely leave that part out and leave it up to your imagination if you decide to go and watch the movie. One thing I don't like, however, is how they make all characters look almost exactly the same. They all have like this big, bulky, blocky shape to their bodies. They all got these huge, crazy muscles. Not a huge fan of that. I don't like when one thing is replicated 1,000 times over and you feel like you're looking at the same base character just with a different coloring on the outside. The movie is very bright, it's very dark, it's very rich, it's full of excitement. The animations are really cool, the fight sequences are really cool. Lots of blood, lots of gore. You see like fatalities, brutalities constantly. The voice acting for the characters is great. Their backstories and how that goes from then till now is phenomenal. I mean, you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you're going to watch this movie anyway, but the point is, it's definitely a movie that's worth watching and investing your time in because it's Mortal Kombat. So even if you're not a huge fan, if you're new to the series, it's just something cool to get into and try out because it's something different from what you're actually used to. We're getting a chance to see all these characters that we grew up with to fight in a whole dynamic new setting. The cartoon fighting is really on point. The combat, the sound effects are cool. We get to see the backstory of like Scorpion, even though we've already seen it, we already know it. But you get to see how he invades in the tournament, how he's helping out people like Liu Kang and Johnny Cage, and you know he's not the one fighting Johnny Cage this time, so that was a cool spinoff. You know, you're seeing what's going on between Liu Kang, how he's trying to defend Earthrealm. You see new characters that are thrown into the movie, and new people are fighting different people. And so I think the movie's only an hour and 20 minutes long, but it's a cool new take and a cool new approach on what a Mortal Kombat movie should be. And for some reason, even though I've already known about the Mortal Kombat history, I feel like every time a new game comes out or a new movie comes out, they always have some weird backstory spin-off on like, you think you know something about one character, like Scorpion, say, and I've always hated him. I think I had his story and Sub-Zero's story twisted in reverse, I'm not sure. But now after like watching the movie and seeing what happens to Scorpion and seeing how he acts in the Mortal Kombat tournament and see who he's helping out, you really can't tell if he's good or bad, but you can tell that he has like a really good soul, right? Like you can tell that he's a genuinely good person And because of that, now I have like a whole new outlook on Scorpion, right? So now I think Scorpion is one of those guys who I actually like. And I never really liked him. I've always hated that man. So the movie's based on like revenge. It's based on revenge. It's based on the Mortal Kombat crew defending Earthrealm. A lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of blood, a lot of gore. So they really go out of their way to just shove everything, cram it all together into one big production video for a cartoon to show you what Mortal Kombat was and is and what it's supposed to be. So it's kind of like a fresh new take on what you'd expect from a Mortal Kombat movie in 2020 in a cartoon version. Okay, let's talk about the fight scenes. Okay. That's what Mortal Kombat is. Fight, blood, gore, animalities, brutalities, friendship, babalities, etc. Right? Just in the beginning alone, when you see Scorpion go on his rage-bursting mode and he starts slaughtering everybody from the Lin Kuei clan. So blades come out, just cutting everybody up. Heads are going flying, eyes are getting gouged out of their skull, like the heads are cracking in half, bodies are being split apart. That's what makes Mortal Kombat Mortal Kombat. That's exactly what you want to see from a Mortal Kombat movie, whether it's real life or whether it's a cartoon version. Now, me personally, I don't know how much development goes into making a movie. I don't know how much they put into a movie. I don't know how long it takes to do the whole green screen effect and how to do all the fight animations. I don't know how long it takes to make a digital version or a cartoon version and work on the animations in like a manga form. I don't know how any of that is supposed to go, honestly. That's me being 100% honest, right? So I don't do that kind of research. I'm just a movie guy. I do reviews. But what they did with the cartoon version in this movie and how they made all the animations just flow and work together was phenomenal. Because it's like quick, it's gritty, it gets to the point, you see exactly what you want to see, you feel the pain of one of the characters like Scorpion, and you want him to like get his revenge instantly, and he does, he starts messing everybody up, and you're like, holy shit, that's badass, and you get super excited for what you're watching because that's exactly what you want to see in a Mortal Kombat movie. The fight scenes are bright, they're colorful, between like all the landscapes that they throw people in. I mean, a few times you see a few background drops, like Johnny Cage and where he's fighting and what's going on. And you see the man just running away. It's like, come on, Johnny Cage, what are you doing? You're a showboat, You're supposed to fight, hold it down. But no, he runs away like a little punk, and he gets bitched a few times. And then it's not until later on in the movie where you see him come back and his whole Johnny Cage persona comes out and the man's Rico Suave. But until that point, you got to deal with a couple micro crappy backgrounds and some shitty fast running away animations until you get to all the good stuff. One thing I think is actually pretty neat though for the movie is I kind of feel like being a cartoon, they could have threw a lot of crazy special effects out there, right? But instead, while I'm expecting all these crazy animations and all these ice effects from Sub-Zero and Scorpion's spear, and I'm looking for like fire and flames and Liu Kang crazy move kicks, you don't see that much stuff happening. Like, you see the special effects, you see the dynamics of everything happening, but it's not overboard. So it's not too much, it's not too little. It's just like a perfect blend of like the fighting and the combat and the animations back and forth. And for that, I tip my hat to them because they balanced it perfectly when it came to all the fight scenes, in my personal opinion. Sub-Zero with his like ice clone, his freeze, and what he does. They don't try to make him a showboat. Like, he's got power. Sub-Zero is just strong naturally, right? Because he's ice. He's the Iceman pretty much. But he doesn't go overboard with his animations. Scorpion doesn't have all this crazy cool stuff happening, but like he's a badass. He reminds me of like Ghost Rider with the chain and the spear and how he uses it. Sonya Blade never seems to go crazy out of hand. You don't see no crazy stuff. You never see nothing crazy from Johnny Cage. You don't see like his like green Sonic. Like, you don't see like his Sonic burst. You don't see like his nut punches really. You don't see his shadow kicks. You just see Johnny Cage being a natural person, a natural martial artist. But they seem to make that blend and work perfectly. Liu Kang, you don't see all that crazy fireball stuff. You don't see all that crazy bicycle kick stuff. I mean, like I said, they just blended the combat perfectly. Even Raiden, they didn't even make him overpowered. Gave him a few lightning effects or a few skills that he can do. You see how much power he has when he punches Goro once or twice. And I mean, it's just like perfect balance. So my personal opinions is that I won't say it's the best movie created of its time, but for the time frame that we have now and for what they tried to make the Mortal Kombat version of, it fits perfectly. If that makes any sense. Like, they didn't want to go crazy overboard. They didn't want to undercut the movie, so they made a perfect blend of cartoon-style fighting Mortal Kombat to show us the backstory, the future, the present, everything that's happening in Mortal Kombat, so we kind of get like a fresh new take on the Mortal Kombat series. I mean, it's bright, it's colorful, you learn everything you need to learn about the characters up front, the backstory, what's happening, how they all developed, and how they all got and made their way to the Mortal Kombat tournament, It's filled with a really good, quick-paced action. There's good fight scenes. The blood's cool. The gore is cool. I mean, you really can't ask for more than a Mortal Kombat movie, right? It's supposed to be just, Mortal Kombat characters, they get on the boat, they go to the Mortal Kombat tournament, they fight, there's blood, there's fatalities, it's over, this guy wins, that guy wins, Shao Kahn gets defeated. That's the point of Mortal Kombat. So in my personal opinion, I love the movie. I really enjoyed it. I liked watching it. It's not something that I'm going to be thinking about for years to come. But when I watched it and it was over, I was like, wow, that was actually a really good movie. I'm glad I rented it. You can pick it up at the Redbox for like $1.87, find it on the PlayStation Store, Xbox, etc. So in my opinion, I enjoyed the movie. I liked it. Stay tuned. Follow with me. This is my final review of what the movie is. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you guys soon.